Good morning. It is good to be in the house of the Lord, and prayerfully we'll be in our new spot next week. We can get this guy to contact us so we can pay the thing. So we're in, if you would, open up your Bibles to the book of Joshua, chapter 1. We've got 12 chapters on conquest and 12 chapters on division of the land to the 9.5 tribes. Why only 9.5? Well, Manasseh had both sides of the river, half, right? And so the other two tribes stayed on that side. Let's go ahead and look in. It says, "Now, after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spake unto Joshua, the son of Nun, Moses' minister, and saying," and I'll get to that in a minute, but Moses passed away, right? He was able to look into the promised land, but was not able to enter it. God buried Moses somewhere undisclosed. We don't know where. We found a tomb that they made for Moses. He had a wheelbarrow in it, a few personal belongings, a black stick with white hieroglyphics on it. That was his staff, evidently. It's in the British Museum, and that's it. And on top of it was a coiled snake carved, and inside was all carved out of stone. Really nice. They're above the Nabateans area. So other than that, we know nothing. It's right there by the spring of Musa, spring of Moses. Gee, I wonder why. Oh, and so Moses is gone away. So God speaks to Joshua, and saying, verse 2, "Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise, go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I do give to them, even to the children of Israel." Here's a key thing. "Every place that the sole of your foot shall tread upon, that have I given unto you, as I said unto Moses." Very curious, because they found all throughout the Levant, this area that is marked out by the Lord, these giant stones placed in the shape of a foot. The larger portion is where they keep the sheep, and then they have an altar area where they would sacrifice the sheep. But they're like footprints all the way throughout the land. They're huge. Very curious. And they say it's got to be from that time when they got into the land, and for some reason they got into their head that they just make these imprints. So it's a land claim from the earliest times. Do the Jewish people belong in the land of Israel? Yes! It's theirs. It was promised to them. So verse 4 says, "From the wilderness and this Lebanon, even unto the great river, the river Euphrates, all the land of the Hittites, and unto the great sea toward the going down of the sun shall be your coast." So Mediterranean, all the way up to Turkey, all the way over into Iraq, and all the way down into Egypt. He says, "There shall not any man be able to stand before thee all the days of thy life, Joshua. As I was with Moses, so will I be with thee." And then he gives the same promise. He says, "I will not fail thee, nor forsake thee." So, "Be strong and of a good courage, for unto this people shalt thou divide for an inheritance the land, which I swear unto their fathers to give them. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest." So what is the secret key to success in life? It's right there. It says you can prosper if you follow God and follow his laws. It says, "This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For the Lord thy God is with thee whithersoever thou goest." Wow. So God is promising, if you'll be strong and courageous, I'm going to be with you regardless, but I'll be with you, and you'll have great success. But meditate on my word that I've given to Moses, So the first 5 books of the Bible, the Pentateuch. He says, then Joshua commanded the officers of the people, saying, pass through the host and command the people, saying, prepare you victuals, as food. For within 3 days ye shall pass over this Jordan to go in to possess the land, which the Lord your God giveth you to possess it. And to the Reubenites, and to the Gadites, and to the half-tribe of Manasseh, spake Joshua, saying, remember the word which Moses the servant of the Lord commanded you, saying, the Lord your God hath given you rest, and has given you this land. So they're on this side Jordan, okay? They've got to cross over. These guys already have their possession. They have their land. It's been cleared out of all the bad people. And so now they've got rest. However, they're supposed to help their brothers to go get their possession. It says, your wives, your little ones, and your cattle shall remain in the land which Moses gave you on this side Jordan. But ye shall pass before your brethren armed, all the mighty men of valor, and help them, until the Lord hath given your brethren rest, as he has given you, and they also have possessed the land which the Lord your God giveth them. Then ye shall return unto the land of your possession, and enjoy it, which Moses, the Lord's servants, gave you on this side of Jordan, toward the sun rising. And they answered Joshua, saying, all that thou commandest us we will do, and whithersoever thou sendest us we will go. Oh, really? Well, we'll see how far that extends. According as we hearkened unto Moses, and in all things, so we hearken unto thee. Only the Lord thy God be with thee, as he was with Moses. Whosoever he be that doeth rebel against thy commandment, and will not hearken unto thy words in all that thou commandest him, he shall be put to death. Only be strong and of a good courage. So great words, kind of encouraging to Joshua. We know from the Bible that things don't work out exactly that way. So Joshua the son of Nun sent out of Shittim 2 men to spy. I think they learned their lesson. Last time Moses sent how many spies? 12. How many came back with the truth? 2. And the other 10 were, there are giants in the land. We're so scared. We can't take it. We're like little grasshoppers, and they're giant. They're going to kill us. God brought us here to kill us. Oh, if we could just go back to Egypt. Well, they spent 40 years getting rid of that whole generation. But this time he sent 2 men to spy out secretly, saying, go view the land, even Jericho. And they went and came into an harlot's house named Rahab, and lodged there. Now, fabulous. They take in the land, they get across Jordan, they go and they spy out the land. There's just this one problem. The pathway into the land is dominated by this huge walled city called Jericho. You can't get anywhere unless you go through Jericho. Then you got Ai. You've got other walled cities. Just like in the medieval times, these walled cities would have siege engines and, boiling oil and catapults and all those kind of things that you can imagine. Bows and arrows and I mean they're loaded for bear. It's springtime. They have got a full harvest already packed away. They could withstand a siege till the end of the year, easy. So here comes Joshua into the land. Odds are against him, except for the Lord. The Lord has plans, right? We know it for the children's stories, but we're going to cover it anyway. So it was told to the king of Jericho, saying, behold, there came men in thither tonight of the children of Israel to search out the country. So the spies were being spied upon. And they're seen. And they said, hey, they went in on the Rahab, the harlot. So the king of Jericho sent to Rahab, saying, bring forth the men that are coming to thee, which are entered into thine house, for they be come to search out all the country. They're spies. And the woman took the 2 men and hid them. She did not send them to the king, and said thus, there came men unto me, but I don't know where they went, she said to the king's men. And it came to pass about the time of the shutting of the gate, when it was dark, that the men went out. Whither the men went, I don't know, I wot not. Pursue after them quickly, for you shall overtake them. They haven't been gone long. But she had brought them up on the roof of the house. She hid them with the stalks of flax, which she had laid in order on the roof. And the men pursued after them the way to Jordan, unto the fords. And as soon as they were pursued after them were gone out, they shut the gate. So the city is sealed up. There's no way in or out, they think. And before they were even laid down to get some rest, she came up to them onto the roof. And she said unto the men, I know that the Lord hath given you the land, and that your terror has fallen upon us, and that all the inhabitants of the land faint because of you. Now, understand, God is a God of preparation. He prepared ahead of time for this believer to be in the spot, okay? Prepared of God, pre-positioned for these two spies to get with, and so that they could be safely transferred, and the word brought back to Joshua that the men and the women of the land were fearful and that they could easily take it. All they had to do was follow what God said. They faint because of you. Her exact words. For we have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did unto the two kings of the Amorites that were on the other side Jordan, Sihon and Og, whom ye utterly destroyed. And as soon as we had heard these things, our hearts did melt, and neither did there remain any more courage in any man because of you. For the Lord your God, He is God in heaven above and in earth beneath. That's faith. She believes in the one true and living God. Now therefore I pray you, swear unto me by the Lord, since I have showed you kindness, that you will also show kindness unto my father's house, and give me a true token, and that you will save alive my father, and my mother, and my brethren, and my sisters, and all that they have, and deliver our lives from death. And the men answered, This is our life for yours. If ye utter not this our business, and it shall be that when the Lord has given us the land, that we will deal kindly and truly with thee. So then she let them down by a cord through the window, for her house was on the town wall, and she dwelt upon the wall. And she said unto them, Get ye to the mountain, lest the pursuers meet you, and hide yourselves there 3 days, until the pursuers be returned, and afterward you can go your way. So it gives them an opposite direction from the pursuers. Pursuers won't find them when they come back. They head to the city, say, We just didn't find them, and then they can head back across Jordan. So the men said unto her, We will be blameless of this thine oath that thou hast made us. Swear, Behold, when we come into the land, thou shalt bind this line of scarlet, the scarlet rope that you let us down, bind it down in the window, which thou didst let us down by, and thou shalt bring thy father, thy mother, thy brethren, and all thy father's household home unto there. And it shall be that whosoever shall go out of the doors of thy house into the street, his blood shall be upon his head, and we will be guiltless. And whosoever shall be with thee in the house, his blood shall be on our head, if any hand be upon him. And if thou utter this our business, then we will be quit of thine oath, which thou hast made us to swear. Now, just a side note, archaeologically, they have found the walls. They were tumbled down, but one section, one apartment. Gee, I wonder whose apartment that was left. Rahab's. Everyone else was killed, right? They were able to run straight up into the city and kill everybody and burn everything, except for that one guy who decided to take a wedge of gold and some beautiful Babylonian garments. He coveted, and he did not obey the Lord. But we'll get that later. So, and she said, According unto your word, so be it. And she sent them away, and they departed, and she bound the scarlet line in the window. So she puts it up there. She doesn't know exactly when they're going to come. She doesn't know exactly, but they can see it as they're marching around the city later on. Hey, there's Rahab's spot. I hope she's got everybody together, because it won't be long now. 7 days, right? And they went and came unto the mountain, abode there 3 days, until the pursuers were returned. And the pursuers sought them throughout all the way as they came back, but they didn't find them. So the two men returned and descended from the mountains, passed over, and came unto Joshua the son of Nun, and told him all the things that befell them. Then they said unto Joshua, truly the Lord has delivered into our hands all the land. For even all the inhabitants of the country do faint because of us. Isn't that awesome? That God prepositions that. He's already spread the word that the children of Israel are being protected by God. Not their fake gods that they make out of wood, stone, hay, and stubble, but the one true and living God who speaks, who guides, who prepositions, who sets things in motion, and has brought them all the way through the Red Sea, all the way 40 years in the wilderness. And so for 40 years, 41 years almost here, Jericho's been waiting for this to happen, and it hadn't happened. They saw where Sihon and Og got killed, right? Moses was part of that. And you've got the curses that kept coming down. So they made it. Now they made it into the country. They're on that side of Jordan, and it's on the other side of Jordan, and now it's time to come across. So we'll get into that next week as they cross over Jordan and how that happens and how God miraculously does that. God prepositions things in your life too. And I think if you think about it, you'll know that the one true and living God does know you. He knows what you need, and he prepositions people, things, whatever is potential to help you along in the ministry, because he has a ministry for you, and he wants you to be effective at it. So if you will trust in the Lord with all your heart, mind, and soul, he is going to make a way for you. He says he'll be beside you. He's not going to leave you. He's not going to forsake you. Be strong and of a good courage, just like for Joshua. That's our God. Let's pray.